Welcome to Stir Crazy Art Classes with Gerald Savine, lesson number 3, project number 2. Today we're going to paint a fruit, a banana, pear and an orange. We can see the picture here that I've taken of the composition. First of all, we're going to lay the picture out in pencil, and then for those that are only working in pencil, we'll do a version in black and white, and then lesson number 4 will be working in colour. There we'll be showing you how to use colour, what colours to look for the different warmths and cools that come about with painting in colour, and also how to thin your paint down and then gradually build up with more and more pigment to give you a richness and help show the fruit. We're not going to be into painting beautiful fruits unless you want to really spend a lot of time. The purpose of this is a bit more than just doing the painting. So to start off with, I'm going to move this out of the way and I will lay out the fruit. First thing to do is, where do we start our picture from? The composition. The most prominent thing is the banana, which is in the foreground. So I'm going to strengthen up the lines here, round, and then again coming round. You have the piece at the end, and coming round under here. Now be careful, it doesn't land up looking like a banana. Sorry, it looks like a sausage. Or does it look like a banana? So often I've landed up with people's, I was going to say sausages, their bananas looking like sausages, so be careful. Can't even talk straight. The pear, do the sort of base outline of it, the area that's going to do the drawing in. Now, if you're able to look back at the original picture, the photograph, you can see there's what I call lumps and bumps in the pear. So we're going to get those drawn in now. And again, we're not being too fussy, but do the best you can. Coming round, and then here again, perhaps interestingly, oranges. Apples, anything else which I suspect we always think of as being round, they're quite often misshapen. They're not perfect. They're not like a ball, but they are round. There's the piece at the top. Okay, so you've got that. Now, the important thing here is when you're looking at objects, a group of objects, you need to look at the relationships of them. For instance, here we're looking to see how the end of the pear relates to the end of the banana. Again, here we're looking at the relationship of the orange and how that's relating to the end of the banana. And again, look here, when you're looking at things, look at the difference between there and there. Now then, we have one other thing here, which is a space in between the objects. Now, the objects create a space, they create a shape of their own, which we refer to as being a negative space. So this area here helps to indicate where things should be in relationship to each other. You can see you can be able to see whether the space is too narrow or too wide. You can see here that the orange tucks down behind the banana. I'm afraid I've done a really rotten drawing here of the banana, but then never mind. I expect you to do a beautiful one for me. Now, okay, as we are working in pencil for the moment, there is a picture in black and white of the 3 objects. I hope you can see that this is lighter, this is darker, and this is sort of in between. This is just a little bit lighter than the pear, showing you that yellows are brighter, greens are surprisingly how dark they are, and then obviously the orange again is quite a dark colour. So for a bit of fun now, I'm going to try and give the impression now. I'm going to find me rubber and I'm going to just rub out these lines here. Again, I'm having to do this quickly. I want you to take your time. You could even set up your own things to draw, your own fruit to draw. I'm going to start off, so I don't smudge things too much, I'm going to start off quickly with the pear. Again, it's quite dark. There will be some shadow, it's not quite so noticeable. I'm using the side of the pencil to get the colour on quickly and quite smoothly. I'm going to work my way around. Again, I hope if you take more time than I'm doing here, you'll get a much better result. But I'm going to curl round to give the feeling of the shape of the fruit. Then round here. As I've said before, don't be frightened if you need to move the paper around. I'm trying to keep it still because it's obviously being filmed at the moment. But then just build the colour up. And again, it's just very quickly. I mean, you'll make this much richer. You've got shadow down here because of the end of the pear. Shadow here. When we come to do the colour work, there'll be quite a bit more information to come about how things are working. There's a bit of highlighting, there's a bit of shadow through here. And it just begins to build up, showing the shape of the fruit. Again here, the orange. Again, it's coming round. So again, if you can take your pencil work round, I'm just going to move the paper around a bit. Whoops, there we go. Coming round, and of course obviously as it comes down here and comes up against the banana, there's going to be more shadow there because the banana's bringing shadow to the orange. And just coming round here. Again, be patient with yourself. Just gradually work up the colours. If you need to, again, if you can see look at the picture in black and white, I don't. But better still, if you can have some of your own fruit to work from, but again, position them as I've done. Here, the orange I've put deliberately behind the banana, so you can see how things are working, and then also how the pear is separate from it, and because we wanted to look at what I call the negative space in between the objects, and help you to look at. Now again, I'm only very, very quick. I'm sorry about this. I don't want to run out of time. It's too easy, I'm afraid, when it's only a few minutes working. But gradually build up. Be more gentle. Now again, here I'm going to run colour over the banana, but I'm not putting so much on again because I'm working the colour along here. I'm afraid you can also hear that we're right by a window by the roadside. There's a car popped up, and one of our neighbours, as far as work goes, is having a chat. So sorry about that. Now what I'm doing here is I made that lighter. I'm going to make this a little bit darker. So again, you can just begin to see it's getting a little bit darker. Again, I'm having to work quite quickly. I'm going darker under here because the banana segments are taking the shape of the banana round, and that's just gradually building up some dimension to the banana. Again, here at the end, it's gone. At the end of this. It's green, and also there's a bit of green up this end as well. So there's a bit more colour in there. So that's kept it, fairly quick, I'm afraid. We've got a couple of more minutes where you can just work on it a bit more. But the important thing here is looking for the spaces in between the objects, and this applies to whatever you're working on. we'll come back to this again as we're working on different projects. But again, see, if you've got time, you can then well, I've got a couple of more minutes. I've made this a little bit darker. It's not beautifully done. I must ask you to forgive me for that. But you'll have more time to do this. But again, look at the shapes that are being created. Look at the spaces in between. Look how they relate to each other. And we'll help you get all the sizes right. Okay, so that's working the composition up with a black and white with pencil. And just see how you go. But be a little more gentle. By using the side of the pencil, you get a nice gradation of colour from light to dark, and you gradually build up and build up and build up. So, can you see? Well, if you do it just gently, like I'm doing now, you get a nice feeling of that. Okay, so that's the end of lesson number 3. We'll now go on to lesson number 4.